I know you are. That's it? All right, it's 6 o'clock. We got to start. Shabbat shalom, everybody. We are going to start on page 11 with Herzl-Ner. Neranena ladonai nari alexur yisheinu nekad mafana betoda bizmirot nari alo ki el gadol Adonai umelech gadol al kol Elohim asher biraro mecharei aret harim lo. Page 12. Arba'im shana kukbador v'yamar am talalehem v'yahem Yehud rechai asher nishpat b'yapi im yavun el menuchati. Page 13. Shir ladonai, shir chadash, shir ladonai kol haaretz, shir ladonai baruchu shemo, basru meyom leyom yeshuato, safru v'goyim kevodo, bechol ha'amim nifolotav, ki gadol Adonai. Umlo me'od norahu al kol Elohim ay kiko Elohim atu Elohim v'hadu shmaim asa v'hod v'chada lefanav Tiferepim kodsho havu ladonai mishpechot amim havu ladonai kavod shemo semenuchav vole ratzotav ay hashtavu ladonai hakodesh hilu mipanav kol haaretz Imru goyim Adonai malach Avtikon tevel batimod Yadayim amim mishparim Yismechu hashamayim V'tagel haaretz Yerumayam Umelo Yalo Sadai V'chol asher bo ay aj yeranenu kol seyar lifnei Adonai kiva lishpot haaretz yishpot betevel batzedek ve'amim be'emunato yai lai ya la lai yai lai Yai, nai, nai, nai. Yai, nai, nai, nai. Yai, die, 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 die. Page 15. Adonai malach tegel haaretz izmechuim rabim. Or zaruach latzadik u'eshelev simcha. Or zaruach latzadik u'eshelev simcha. Simchu tzarakim ba'Adonai v'hodo lezecher kodsho. Page 17, Mizmor. Shiru ladonai, shir chadash, kinif lato asa, Hashia lo yimeno, beto kodsho, ay, hodia Adonai Yeshu ato, le'ene hagoyim kato, lezecher chasto ve'emunato, Levet Yisrael, yai nai 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 nai, yai nai nai, yai nai 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 nai, yai nai 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 nai, yai nai nai, yai nai 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 nai. Bottom of page 18. Lifnei Adonai kiva yishpot haaretz, yishpot tevel betzedek, v'yamim b'mei sharim. Adonai malachim. Page 20. At the bottom, Ramemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ramemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Ramemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Ramemu. Yai dai 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 na 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 dai na 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 na. Yai na 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 na. Yai na na ya na 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 na. Yai na 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 na. Yai dai 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 dai. We rise on page 21. Mizmor LeDavid, Havu Ladonai, Elim, Havu Ladonai, Kavod Va'oz, Havu Ladonai, Kevod Shemo, Hishtachavu Ladonai, B'Hare Kodesh, Kol Adonai al Hamayim, El HaKavod Hirim, Adonai Almayim, Almayim Rabim. Kol Adonai bekoach, Kol Adonai bechadar, Kol Adonai shover arazim, Vayishaber Adonai et arzei havanon. Vayarkidem kemo egel Levanon, Vesirion kemo vein reimim. Kol Adonai chotzet lavodesh, Kol Adonai yachil Adonai midbar kadesh, Kol Adonai yecholei layelot, vayefesof yerarot, uvechachalo, kulo omer kavod, Adonai lemavu ya'ashav, Vayeshev Adonai melech leolam, Adonai oz le'amo iten, Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. Please be seated. We now turn to page 23. When we get to the last verse, I'll ask you to rise and face the doorway to welcome the Sabbath bride. Lecha dodi liikra kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi liikra kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor, bidi borechad hishmianu. Elcham yuchad Adonai echad, Ushmo echad l'shem utiferet, ve'letila alecha dodi li krakala, penei Shabbat nekabela, likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki mekor, Haberacha mirosh mikedem nesucha sof maaseh b'mashal atila lecha dodi liikra kala penei Shabbat nekabela mikdash melech ir melucha kumitzei Mitov havrecha rav lashevet ve'emek chabecha v'chu yachamo aleichem la lecha dodi liikra kala penei Shabbat nekabela hitarit me'afar kumi livshi bigadei Tifartecha mi al yad ben Yishai beit hamlach mi karva anafshi gae'ala lecha dodi liikra kala penei Shabbat nekabela hitoreri kiva orech Kumi uri shir daberi kavod Adonai alaich nigla lecha dodi liikra kala penei Shabbat nekabela lo techoshi velo tekami matesh techachachi umatehami Yesu ani ami venita iratila lecha dodi likra kala penei Shabbat nekabela v'hayim lishisach shosayich verachakuko Meloich yasis alayich Elohayich kimsochatan akala lecha dodi likra kala penei Shabbat nikabela yamim usmo Tifroti ve'et Adonai ta'aritzi al yad ish be'en parti ve'nismecha. Please rise. Neki la lecha dodi likra kala penei Shabbat nekabela Boi beshalom, ateret bala gam besimcha, utzicha la tov emume, am segula boi kala lecha dodi likra kala. Penei Shabbat nekabela. Yain nine, 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 nine. Yai, nine, 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 ya, nine, 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 nine. Yai, nine, 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 ya, nine, 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 nine. Yai, nine, 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 yai, nine, nine. Ya, nine, 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 nine. Please be seated. Turn to page 27. Mizmor, shir, shir le'om ha-Shabbat. Mizmor, shir, shir le'om ha-Shabbat. Tov lehodot l'Adonai, ulezamer l'shimcha elyon, lechagid baboker chastecha, ve'emunatcha ba'le'elot, ale asur v'ale navel, ale gayom bechinor. Page 28. Sadikata amar yifra, keres bavanon yiske shetulim, bevet Adonai, bechatrot Eloheinu yafrichu, onion beseva, Deshenim verananim yiu lechagid, ki yashar Adonai, tsuri velo alatabo. Adonai malak eulavesh lavitanai kitazar aptikon. Mikalot mayim rabim, adirim, mishpereyam, adir bamarom yadaidai, adir bamarom yadaidai, adir bamarom Adonai, Edotecha nemut meod, levetcha nava kodesh, le'Adonai le'orech yamim. Those who are in mourning or observing yahrzeit, please rise for page 30 for Kaddish Yaton. Yikadav yikadash shemei rabbah, v'yamad divrach rutei v'yamlech malchutei, v'chayechon v'yamechon v'chayet l'chol beit Yisrael b'agalah v'zman kari v'yemru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'alam omea maya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach yitpa'ar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei kudsha b'richu. Le'ela min kol brechata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, damiram v'yama v'yimru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'akol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'akol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Now it is my pleasure to invite up Cora Miller, our program director, for some volunteer information announcement, I guess, right?
Thank you, Craig. We have a really wonderful opportunity today to talk about volunteering, to hear about volunteering, and to thank our volunteers. So I'm going to call up a couple of our volunteers to say a little bit about their experience, and then I'll come back up and do a thank you. So if Shayna, if you want to come down first and share a little bit about your volunteering with FRS, we would love to hear.
Hi, I've actually never really been up here before. This is the first time for everything. My name is Shayna Green. I have my husband and my 2 kids. I have 2 sons, 11 and 6, and we're relatively new to Herzl. We joined about 4 years ago, but I grew up in the Pacific Northwest, and I actually went to B'nai Torah out on Mercer Island for my entire childhood, and we were always really active in that community. My parents were very active. My mom was the president of the sisterhood. My dad was part of the committee that helped when they moved the Torah from Mercer Island to Crossroads. He did all the logistical planning and things for that as an engineer. And I was the president of our youth group when I was a kid. So I guess I've always been somebody who likes to participate in the community. But I will say when I joined here, having not grown up going to a conservative synagogue, I felt a little bit out of place at first. I don't know a lot of the tunes. I don't know a lot of the blessings or the way that they're done. We didn't learn them all when I was a kid. So sometimes coming to services isn't, as I'm here, but isn't always my comfort zone. But my kids, we go to FRS, and as they started to become really active in those programs, I started seeing how great all of those programs, especially all the things that Arit Levin, the director of the education, has been putting together, and how critical it is for there to be volunteers at those events. And so I just kind of started signing up for different things and getting to see the joy on the kids' faces when they get to experience all of these things and get a really positive and fulfilling Jewish experience, I think is really rewarding, and it's why I like to volunteer at these events, so I can be a part of it and also be there sort of experiencing it along with my children, and getting to also have them see me participate, I think is important, just in the way that I saw my parents be really active. I think it's really great for them to see us all coming together, and not that shul doesn't have to be a chore, that it can be fun and exciting and lively, and I think volunteering is a way to do it. And I think through that too, I've been able to meet so many great people and really start to form that community, which has been really great. I was at the potluck Shabbat a few weeks ago, and talking to different people and things like that I knew, and my older son looked at me. I told Tamar this right afterwards, because it was when Tamar came up to me and was talking to me, and he goes, "Mommy, you really have a lot of friends here." And I was like, "You're right, I do have a lot of friends here," and that really stuck with me, because I don't think I could have said that when I first started. So I think for me, volunteering has really brought me that community and everything. So thanks, Cora, for asking me to speak. And now I introduce the next person, Dan. Is that right? Okay. Great. Thank you all. Thank you.
Yasher Koach, Sheena. I have been up here before. It's been a while, but I'm not as good as Shane. I actually have to have notes, because I don't know where if it'll go off in different directions. We won't have dinner, so I have some notes. First of all, I want to say Shabbat Shalom, and I'm going to need these glasses. Okay. I first want to express my gratitude for all of our volunteers that have done so much over the past year for our H&T community. And I look out and I see so many people that have really done so much around here. It's just great to see that, and they've all continued to put in their time, their energy, and their passion. And they say, this phrase, "It takes a village." Well, here, it really holds true. And the hard work from all our committed volunteers is so vital for us in our synagogue and our local Jewish community. So I just want to say I truly appreciate it. Now, you might be wondering, why am I up here? It's not because I jump at every chance to do public speaking. That's definitely not it. It's not because I do any more than so many of you that do so much for HNT. The real reason is I was asked. I was asked by both Cora and Gail Wiener, where's Gail, and just to say a few words. And then I started thinking more about the importance of volunteerism. I kind of preach in the choir here, I know, but besides benefiting the synagogue as a whole, it can really be such a benefit to you as a person, and as it really strengthens your connection to community. I know Shana said a lot about that also. So when Gail asked me to speak, I realized that things had kind of come full circle, that I was the one that asked Gail to get involved in her very first committee, the membership committee, and after joining H&T a number of years ago. And she came to H&T and knew nobody, I think just Bob Zimmerman, that was it. And she left, B'nai Torah, and then came here and thought, what's the best way to meet people? Come, help and do something here at H&T. So she went down actually it was before Purim, and helped make Hamantashen. And then ended up on the membership committee, because I talked to her about that, and then eventually co-chaired the committee, then got on the board, and now she's on the executive board and is so very connected to our H&T community. So I just want to mention that journey. But the Hamantashen making, I had to say, because it's actually ironically how I got involved first, and I think my mom had something to do with that. And I think she's the one that came up with the Hamantashen recipe. And then later my wife Elaine took charge and led the whole Hamantashen baking effort through Women's League for a number of years. And she's not leading that anymore, but we're both still making Hamantashen and eating a lot of it too. So many years ago, I started getting calls from Richard Arnold to usher on the high holidays. I don't even know how I got on the list. I'm not really sure, but I accepted. I took a shift and really enjoyed doing it. Well, Richard continues to call every year, and I'm not even sure how long he's been doing it. I don't know if anybody knows how long. I'm thinking maybe 35 years. And it's amazing. He's committed to this for 35 years at least. And now I sign up for greeting even before he calls, so I can get my favorite shift with Audrey on Rosh Hashanah. So it may be that the early ushering that I did was why Alan Rappaport years ago asked David Polda and I to start the Shabbat greeting program here. I guess it's been about 23 years. And Alan wanted to do everything possible to make sure that we were a warm and connected synagogue. I continued to run the Shabbat greeting program for years until Gail took over when she was on co-chairing the membership committee. And my favorite thing was hearing from new congregants that said that they joined the synagogue because when they came in, it was the most warm and welcoming. They joined here over someplace else. I'm like, I love to hear that. And then I would hear from greeters like Marv Coe and Alan Weinstein would tell me, God, we just really love greeting and appreciate the opportunity to meet so many congregants and talk with so many people, and they would thank me for it. So like that example, I never forget when people thank me for asking them to help with something here at H&T. And my favorite was actually when I called Julie and David Kivo, and Julie's here. And I called them when I was president of the synagogue, and I called them to ask them if they would co-chair the annual fundraiser. And they accepted right away. And then they came up with the idea of creating the Bob Zimmerman Community Leadership Award. And it was brilliant. And I was blown away. And then so they co-chaired, they came up with the event, chaired the event, and came up with the award. And then they thanked me for the opportunity to co-chair. And I just, so it just reminded me that volunteering really, it does a lot for you also. And I appreciated that. I never forgot that. So going back in time a number of years, I also started getting calls. This was about the same time that Richard Arnold called me. Maybe it was the same list. I don't know. But Art Kreitzer would call me to help. He calls me to help build the sukkah. So I accepted and thought, well, I'll give it a shot. And I enjoyed the whole effort and met a lot of new people. And like Richard, Art called every year like clockwork. He would call, hey, I need to help build the sukkah. Did it for a long time. And sadly, in 2014, Art passed away. So Jerry Weiser, Peter Michelle, and I, in Art's memory, decided that we would take it over and lead. And And that's another thing that came full circle is now, I'm the guy recruiting people, as you guys, I reach out every year to help with the sukkah build. And I always remember the days when Art was calling me to help with that and lead the charge. So there are so many ways to help and get involved here at HNT, and from sukkah building to Shabbat greeting to mitzvah corps to women's league to getting on the board. That's just a few. I'm just naming a few. Just find your passion and answer the ask. And remember that besides benefiting the synagogue as a whole, it really can be such a benefit to you as well. So I want to thank again all of our volunteers for everything you all do, and Shabbat Shalom. And now I'll turn it over to Cora.
Beautiful words. Thank you, Dan, and thank you, Shana. I have a little story to tell. There's a story told about Rabbi Eliezer, who studied in the house of study for years, had a wonderful wife and wonderful children, but yet something pained him. Eliezer looked at the world around him and saw nothing but pain and suffering. He decided that, since no one else seemed to be taking the initiative, it was up to him to work on tikkun olam, the fixing of what is wrong with the world. That very day, Rabbi Eliezer said goodbye to his wife and children, packed up the books that sat on his desk in the house of study, and set off to fix the world. For 7 years, Eliezer wandered the world, looking for people to help and problems to fix. Rabbi Eliezer sat in his room across the world from where he started and wept. 7 years, he cried out. 7 years, I have worked, but I have not even made the smallest difference in the world. Eliezer cried himself to sleep that night. As he slept, he dreamt. Then a voice spoke. Eliezer, the voice called, how can you expect to fix the world, to truly embark on tikkun olam, when there is still so much to fix back in your own city? At that moment, Eliezer woke with a start. He felt rejuvenated as he packed his bags and set off for his home city. Upon arrival, he saw what he had missed. At the city gates, beggars in need of food and clothing. In the hospital, an elderly patient who had no family to take care of him. And Rabbi Eliezer set his bags down at home and then headed out to his city. He worked at bringing tikkun olam to the city for 7 years. Once again, when the 7 years ended, Rabbi Eliezer looked around and saw how little he had gotten done. In deep despair, he once again cried himself to sleep that night, mourning for the entire world and its many problems. You might see where this is going. Once again, Eliezer dreamed. In this dream, the voice returned and said to him, Rabbi Eliezer, why do you weep when there is work to be done at home? I don't understand, replied Eliezer. How can you expect to help your city, replied the voice, when your family needs you more than anything else? Rabbi Eliezer woke with a start and for the first time in 14 years looked at what he had, a loving wife, caring children whose childhoods he had missed. Rabbi Eliezer wept again, not for the world this time, but for himself, for he saw that what he had been missing all along was that the voice was right. In order to repair the world, he had to start with himself and with his home. To have such a dedicated group of people working to repair the world, starting at HNT, or maybe perhaps HNT right after your family, is beautiful. When I started almost a year ago working here, I didn't know what to expect, but I can say that I didn't know how deep our volunteer corps really went. Sure, I grew up at this shul. I spent many of my own hours volunteering, but being here as an adult and seeing the sheer dedication to this place is nothing short of incredible. And so much of volunteering goes unnoticed. I want to share that I'm here today, and we see you, and we are all so grateful for you. As a thank you to everything our volunteers have done for us, we are gifting a meal of your choice this year to each of our congregants who have volunteered and donated their time to the synagogue, whether it be a meal in the sukkah, daytimers lunch, TGIS, Purim Suda, any other meal you can think of that we're offering. We want to thank you through the strength of our gatherings and the Jewish tradition of, well, eating together. I'm now going to ask everybody who volunteered in the last year, who is a current volunteer, to please stand. If you're able. I want everybody to look around the room and see how many people are standing. You are one of the over 220 volunteers that we have from last year. That's incredible. Herzl thrives because of you, and I know that sounds kitschy, but it's true. Nothing happens here without your involvement, and that's true community. While you're standing, I'd like to offer you a prayer, the first part of the Misha Berach. Through your actions, you have made your lives a blessing. And anyone, please sing along. Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Thank you to all of our volunteers. Shabbat Shalom.
All right. Oh, now that you're sitting, I'm going to ask you to please rise for the beginning of Mari for the Baruchu on page 39. Baruchu et Adonai chamevorach. Baruch Adonai chamevorach leolam va'ed. Please be seated. Baruch Adonai melech haolam. El Hai V'Kayam, Tamid Yimloch Aleinu Le'olam Va'ed, Baruch Atah Adonai, Hamari V'Aravim. Page 40, Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amchavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Hukim Mishpatim, Otanu Lemadeta. Al Kain Adonai Eloheinu, Yishkocheinu Ukumeinu, Natzia Bechukecha, V'nismach B'divrei Toratecha, U'mitzvotecha, Leolam Va'ed. Ki chem chayenu ve'orech yamenu ve'orech yamenu uvahem negeh yamam v'layla ve'avatecha al tasir mimenu leolamim Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, v'chol avacha, v'chol nafshecha, v'chol meodecha, v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele, asher nochi metzavecha, Hayom alavavecha, v'shinantam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, v'shiptecha v'techa, u'leftecha b'derech, u'shaptecha u'kumecha, u'shotam leot ayodecha, v'hayulot atofot beininecha, u'ftavtam, amizuzot beitecha, u'visharecha. V'hayam yishmot. Adonai Elohechem emet, emet v'ima kol zod, v'kayam aleinu, ki hu Adonai Eloheinu, v'ein zulato, Va'anachnu Yisrael Amo, Va'anachnu Yisrael Amo, Va'anachnu Yisrael Amo. Page 44. Umalchuto, Bratzon Alehem, Moshe v'nei Yisrael, Lechanu Shira b'Simcha Rabba v'Yamru Kulam, Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, Mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh Nora tehilot, O Sefele, Nora tehilot, O Sefele. Malchutecha banecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe, ze'eli anu v'yamru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, v'ne'emar kifad Adonai et Yaakov, iki elo miyad hazak mimenu, Baruch atah Adonai, ka'al Yisrael. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu shalom amidenu v'ayim. Shmor Tzitenu, Aveinu L'chaim L'shalom, Yata V'yad Olam, Ufros Aleinu Sukat Shlomecha, Baruch Atah Adonai, Aparei Sukat Shalom Aleinu, V'yakol Amo Yisrael, V'yal Yerushalayim. Please stand on page 46 for Vishamru. Vishamru V'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, La'asot et HaShabbat ledoratam berit olam. Vishamru B'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, La'asot et HaShabbat ledoratam berit olam. B'ni v'em B'nei Yisrael oti le'olam, oti le'olam. V'shamru B'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, la'asot et HaShabbat ledoratam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai, Asa Adonai et hashamayim v'et ha'aretz v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et hashabbat, la'asot et hashabbat ledoratam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi'i shavat v'yinafash, shavat v'yinafash, Shabbat v'yinafash, v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, la'asot et HaShabbat ledoratam berit olam. Yikadal v'yikadash shemei Rabbah, V'yamati v'rachute v'yamlich malchute, B'chayechon u'vyomechon u'chayetecho beit Yisrael, Ba'gala, Ba'gala, u'vizman kariv, v'yimeru Amen. Yehi shmei Rama mevorach, le'al me'amaya yitbarach. Yitbarach, v'yishtabach, yitba'ar, v'yitaman, v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitale, v'yitalo, shmei kudsha brechu, le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, tamiram b'yama, v'yimeru Amen. Silent Amidah starts on page 47. You can either read the pages or the words on the page or anything from your heart. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Sim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Sim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov eneva levarech et Amcha Yisrael b'cho et v'cho sha'a b'shlomecha. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. We now continue on page 53 for main Sheva. Vayichulu hashamayim v'haaretz v'chol tzava'am. Vayichol Elohim bayom hashvi'i melachto asher asa. Vayishbot bayom hashvi'i mikol melachto asher asa. Vayivarech Elohim et yom hashvi'i vayikadesh oto. Kivo shavat mikol melachto asher bara Elohim la'asot. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elokei Avoteinu Elokei Abraham, Elokei Yitzhak, Elokei Yaakov, Elokei Sarah, Elokei Rivka, Elokei Rachel, Elokei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Konei Shamayim v'Haaretz Magen Avot Bidvaro Mechaye Mitim B'Mamaro Ha'el HaKadosh She'en Kamohu Amen Miach Be'amo Be'yom Shabbat Kodsho Kivam Ratzah Le'aniach Lahem Kivam Ratzah Le'aniach Lahem Lefana Navo B'Yerafa Fachad V'nodei Lishmo B'chol Yom Tamid Me'on HaBerachot El HaOdaot Adon HaShalom Mekadesh HaShabbat U'Mavrei Shevi Eminucha B'Kedusha Yam Nishne Oneg Zecher Lemase Bereshit Eloheinu v'Elokei Avotenu Retzei B'Muchatenu Kadeshenu b'mitzvotecha V'ten halkeinu b'toratecha Sabenu mituvecha V'samchenu b'shuatecha V'taher libeinu Le'odecha be'emet V'chanchilenu Adonai Eloheinu B'yahava uvratzon Shabbat kodshecha V'yenuchu v'Yisrael mekadesh shemecha Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat Yikadav Yikadash Shemei Rabbah V'yamad Yirachirutei V'yamlich Makutei B'chayachon Me'echon L'chayei T'chol Beit Yisrael B'agalav Yizman Kari V'yemiru Amen Yehi Shmei Rabbah Mevorach Le'al Elo Me'al Maya Yitbarach Yitbarach v'yishtabach, yitba'ar v'taman v'naseh, v'tadar v'tale v'talo, shemed kudsha, brechu, le'ela min kol brechata v'shirata, tishbachata v'nechamata, damiram v'yama, v'yamaru, amen. Tikabel soltachon, nechayit kol v'yisro, kadayam v'yom shmaya v'yamaru, amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shmaya, v'chayim aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'yamaru, amen. Osei shalom mimramav, hu yasei shalom. Aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'imeru. Amen. Remain standing for Kiddush on page 55. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher krishanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho b'ava uvratzon hichilanu, zikaron lemase bereshit, Ki hu yom tehila lamikra kodesh, zecher litziat Mitzrayim, ki vanu v'charta, yotanu kidashta, mikomim v'shabbat kodshecha, v'yahava uvratzon, Nichaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Chayim. Page 56, Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latekru la leotzer breshit, Shelo asanu ki avratzo, Shelo samanu kishbechot adama, Shelo sam chelkenu kahem, V'go'or aleinu kecho hamonam, Anachnu korim u'mishtachavim, L'fnei melech malchei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Shehu nete shamayim liosei haaretz, Moshe b'kraro b'shamayim mima'o, Ushkim natuzo, Emorim, Hu Eloheinu ein od, Emet malkeinu efes ulato, Kakatu b'torato, V'yadatayam lashivota elelevacha, Ki Adonai hu Elohim bam 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 b'shamayim mima'o, V'al ha'aretz metachat ein od. Kakatu b'toratecha Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, v'ne'emar v'chaya Adonai le'melech al kol ha'aretz, hayom hahu yihye Adonai echad, u'shemo echad, u'shemo. Please be seated. We now remember those who have yahrzeits this week. Manny Adam, Silva Stordor, Joyce Burke, Sam Brenner, Eva Bromberg, Jerry Chiproot, Sarah Cohen, Shlomo Dennis, Richard DeBro, Louis Dwoskin, Nathan Epstein, Marjorie Feldman, Jetta Friedman, Jules Gelber, Irving Glasser, Marilyn Grossman, Cecilia Hirsch, Rosalind Koplak, Jean Ladd, Melvin Lessing, Leon Levy, Ray Levy, Jean Livingston, Rose Malmuth, Edith Morgan, Rita Pinev, Sam Pinchev, Alan Pinchas, Ephraim Pilner, Shirley Pruitt, Abraham Rifkin, George Robinson, Israel Rosen, Burton Rosenstein, Edward Sadek, Rose Sigarnik, Bertha Slotnick, Donna Sparks, Ray Summers, Louis Wilkenfeld, and Ellen Newsom. We also remember Morris Applebaum, Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force, entered the service from Ensley, Alabama. Missing in action on July 22nd, 1943, he's inscribed in the walls of the Missing in the National Memorial Cemetery of the Pacific in Honolulu, Hawaii. Decorations are Purple Heart. When we say Kaddish for Second Lieutenant Applebaum, we say Kaddish for all service personnel killed in action, missing in action, who have a yard site this week. And if I mispronounced a name or if you didn't hear a name, please say it now as I go along the room. Those who are mourning or observing a yard site, please turn to page 58 for Kaddish Yaton. Yikadal v'yikadash shemei rabbah, ve'amad divrach rute v'yamlich machute, v'chayechon v'yamechon v'chaye t'chol beit Yisrael, b'agala v'zman kari v'yimru amen. Yehe shlama rabbah min shemayim. Amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach yitba'ar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal shemed kudsha b'richu. Le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata damiram b'yama v'yimru amen. Yehe shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'mermav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Now it's my pleasure to invite Tamar Heyman up, one of our board of directors, for some brief announcements.
Shabbat Shalom. A few announcements. The Rivkin Summer Run is this Sunday, July 13th at Seward Park. The group will be meeting for a photo before the run at 8 a.m. and stretching starts at 8:15. Meet Daniel Silva, the author of An Inside Job, on July 17th at 7 p.m. It's a Thursday. It will be here at HNT. This is being done in partnership with the JCC. Daniel Silva is an award-winning #1 New York Times best-selling author, and he will have a conversation with his wife, CNN special correspondent Jamie Gangle. They will discuss his beloved series and new novel, An Inside Job. You can get tickets through your e-call. Shabbat, our next Shabbat, the last one was fantastic. The next one is Friday, July 25th at 5 p.m. It will be here at the waterfront. It will be a wonderful, joyful community event. All you need to do is register, of course, sign up, bring a dairy or parv dish to serve 10 people, more or less, and it needs to be prepared at home with kosher ingredients or store-bought with a proper hechsha. This Shabbat, unlike the previous one, will not have an option to have a dish from the HNT kitchen, so just be aware. And again, you can sign up through your e-call for this as well. Blood donations at HNT. It will happen on August 12th. It's a Tuesday at 10 a.m. Appointments are required. From my experience, these get booked pretty quickly. There's an emergency need for donors to stabilize blood supply. Your donation is vital to the health of our community. Go to your e-call to schedule your appointment. That is it. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom to all of you.
right. Now we'll conclude our service on page 62 with the Yigdal. Yigdal im chai v'yishtabach im tavien el metziuto echad v'en yachid kechichudo ne'lam v'yom en sof le'achduto en lo temuta guf ve'eno guf na'reloch elav kedushato kaman l'chol davar asher nivra Rishon ve'en reshit l'reshit tohino adon olam v'chol notzar Yeregulato machuto shefo nunato no Elon sesigulato v'tifarto lo kam b'Yisrael kemoshe od nabi umabit et temunato taratam et natan le'amo el Aya Nevi'o Ne'man Beito Yachalifa El V'lo Yarmir Dato El Amim Lezulato Shefodio Dia Setarenu Mapit Lasof Davar Bekad Mato Gomel Ish Chesek Mifarlo Noten Rashera Karishato Yichloch Lakei Jamin Mishichenu Lift up my KKK, Sheshuato, Metim Yachael, Berov Chasto, Baruch Adei Ad Shem Tehilato, Metim Yachael, Berov Chasto, Baruch Adei Ad Shem Tehilato. Shabbat Shalom. Ruth Tia.